This here following dysfunctional gaming program was filmed in front of a live Twitch audience.
Hey, what's happening? We were back with some
It worked.
talking D&D. I am Thundercat0420. Over there is GM Patch Nasty. How we doing today?
All right. I'm good. I'm good. You threw me out. There was a question early. I was
Yeah,
expecting more to come out of you. I was like, wait, what?
good. I'm
I
glad
built
you're
the
good.
Shakaroni pyramid.
Yeah, I saw that. The Shakarid.
Yeah, the Shakaroni rid.
The Shakaroni Rid. Nice.
Because you can't
This,
take the pepperoni out of the Shakaroni.
uh, for all you audio listeners, our new emote is pepperoni with Shaq's face on it. The Shakaroni.
Yep. Not to be
So
confused with the Shakaroni pizza.
get in
It's delicious.
here. Get in here to check out that emote. But this week we're actually going to be doing another homebrew week. We're gonna homebrew some spooky pictures. We're
Yay,
gonna
spooky stuff.
put some stat blocks to things and homebrew spooky stuff. But before we do that, we have a few things we want to talk about. Extra Life. Extra Life is our charity that we fundraise for every year. We do it for the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals here in Maine, which is the Maine Medical Barbara Bush Children's Hospital. So if anything you can spare goes directly to the kids, and they get to have it a little less harsh for them in the hospital. They can have a more hospitable stay.
Comfortable stay.
Yes.
Hospitals staying in a hospital sucks. So I mean, there's all kinds of noises that terrify me, and I'm grown. I was gonna say I'm a grown ass man. I'm a grown ass adult, sort of. I'm an adult paycheck with a boy brain when it comes to buying things. But yeah, no. You know, it's for kids. Give money, kids. Make it good. Make good.
Yes, please do whatever you can. Donate what you can. Our link is below in the chat, or you can check out our links in all of the info sections on the Spotify, Anchor, and all that. Friday, we do a game, a D&D live actual play game on this channel, 9 p.m. Eastern, the War for Garaxia, hosted and DM'd by Vandal Zero. Hosted in quotation marks because he's still
No. He
yeah.
DMs. He will get there. We'll get the training
He's the
wheels
DM. We need to get him to.
We love you, Vandal. We
We
gotta get
do.
you the host. We gotta get you host shoes.
It's been real funny every week. And then also
Wait. Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Keep talking.
Go ahead.
Oh, I really can I host as Ironhide one day? Like kind of like do like a little meta. The granted the intro would probably take like 30 minutes.
I don't know.
Just for
Maybe.
me.
I mean, we'll have to make a team decision on that one.
No. Yes. But that's 9:00 Fridays p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dysfunctional Gaming TTV
on this channel. On this channel.
Yes. And for the audio listeners.
Also, just wanted to talk about the Patreon real quick. Patreon, we have some behind the scenes stuff that we have. We did the whole entire session 0 for that War for Garaxia game is up on that. We have some behind the scenes Randy moments. We'll be loading up some new stuff as we go. Every outline from this Talking D&D up to 15 or 20 right now is loaded. I'll be loading a new one soon. So yeah, if you want to help us and support us in another way, our Patreon is there, and there's some behind the scenes stuff if you want to see it. I will be loading player character sheets. I think it's a lot of stuff to do. So when I load stuff up, it's normally pretty good stuff. What did we talk about last week? toolkits.
We talked about tools.
We talked about all the different toolkits and
Artisans tools and the ones that
artisans
suck,
tools.
like the weaver's
Yes.
tools.
So if you want to check that out, where can you go?
You can check out both the D&D game and D&D podcast over on the YouTube. You can check out this podcast for your ear potatoes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the places for the podcasts. If you type in !links, that will bring you to all the places to enjoy it for either the eye potatoes or the ear potatoes.
That's right. And so I guess we'll just get into it today.
Yes, let's get into it. You know
Home Brew
what?
Day.
All right, first, I'm gonna lead it off right now. It's 6 foot tall candy corn. We're making a candy corn monster right now. Can we do that, please? Please, 'cause
Sure.
it's the worst candy of all time. So, yes. How many hit points? Can it eat people?
I think it would be like, it would have like almost, if it's a giant one, like 6 to 10 feet tall.
Huge giant. Yeah, I'd say at least 20 feet tall. Like it's like all the the candy corn in a landfill came together and formed in this radioactive ball, and now it's this giant.
All you would have to do is put a fire near it, and it would melt. It's just fucking wax. So it would be vulnerable to fire.
Okay.
It would be like 100 hit points because you
can't age it.
It would be it's always going to be there. Well, after you melt it, you have to keep a continuous flame under it to keep it down. Otherwise, it will reform into another said candy corn and continue to grow again.
Why is there a beaker with that kind of like brown liquid? Oh, that used to be King Candy until you went crazy. And we had to put a stop to it real quick. So yeah, so it's only got 100 HP. It's
only,
giant.
But like that would be like a level 5 like adventure.
Or level 3. Yeah, I'll give you level 3 if you got like 5.
Well, you'd have to like send them through a bunch of encounters of said King Candy's minions, so they'd have they'd be low on HP and spell slots, like, and then they'd have to go fight said King Candy, who's resistant to every damage except for piercing, because that just makes sense, and he's vulnerable to fire.
Would you also then make the weapons of legend that could actually hurt King Candy? And have it like be like a peanut butter cup for a shield, a baby Ruth for a club.
No, we're not gonna get that far. King Candy is. Right. We're talking about King Candy corn then, because we're gonna have to add
Candy corn.
Gotcha, we're gonna have to add the corn on there so people don't think he's actually the king of candy.
So I kind of want to say if you hit it with bludgeoning damage, he just like spawns off like little minions, like little baby
little ones pop off. Yeah,
little kitty corns.
That's why. Yeah, you have to kitty corns.
Sideways. That broke me. Yeah, I just wanted to get that out of my head.
I mean, he'd probably, I would think like he'd have above average strength because he's 20 feet tall. It's just, you're just stronger. He'd be a little slower.
Intelligence of 4.
Yeah, the intelligence would be great, but he's also the king of candy corn, so he's doing something right.
He's giant. That's what he's doing right.
Yes, I think there would be I would like if you knock with bludgeoning damage or whatever, you'd knock chunks off of him, and he could recall the chunks to gain HP back.
And they just and I flop back into him. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Yeah, that's dope. You'd have little tiny stubby arms. I'm thinking like Doodle Bob.
Right? They're just like straight like they're like stick figure arms. They're just straight long sticks.
Honestly, if he's got like a 4 intelligence, I think he just like kind of pulls off a little like that's his ranged attack. He just throws off a little kitty corn. And then recalls it
He
back to
throw
get the HP back.
he throws three of it, he throws one handful and it's like three little ones. And then like so he's just
Maybe a
tossing.
kernel.
He's like Colonel. He's tossing minions out like throughout the fight. But it lowers his HP.
Yep, that's super clever.
And then he can recall
reconstitutes.
them. Yeah, if they're still alive, he can recall them. While he's like
Of course it wouldn't.
while he's just making these like, I feel like he'd be so weird and awkward that he'd have to like bend at his legs and then be like, to like throw like swipes at you.
See, I would want to give him like the backwards like ostrich knees, just because it's weird looking. Like the ones where he like kind of flex backwards, like he goes down like a exactly.
He like runs faster. It's like a raptor.
Yeah. So it's so weird looking because he's got these little fucking twig arms and these like bungee legs that he.
He wears
that's
like
unsettling to me. That's creepy.
He wears
shit.
like red Converse though. Shoes.
Fucking. Oh, he's rocking Chuck E. Cheese. Oh god. Okay. All right. That's enough of King Candy Corn. I'm sorry I brought that up. We went on a tangent there for a little bit. Fuck candy corn. What do we got in the docket? What do we got for submissions? I know I put stuff in there and you put stuff in there, and I think that's about it.
I think that's about it.
Yeah, that's about it.
Let's check the Twitter. I just posted. Let's see if there's anything on the Twitter yet. Nothing. Okay.
Nothing. All right, fair enough.
We'll start at the top. Let's see.
So we're gonna go with the lament configuration.
Hold on 1 second. I want to see if I can get this up on the screen. Properties.
Dude. Audio listeners, Thundercat is doing stuff on his computer that I don't know what's going on right now, and now it's going to happen, and you won't be able to see it. So I will describe it to the best of my abilities. For those of you who've watched the Hellraiser series, it is the Lament configuration. It is the puzzle cube that summons the Cenobites. It is not that big. It looks like the Heradra cube from Diablo 2. But as you touch and turn it, it can turn into different objects like a spike, eventually opening up a portal to another dimension where Pinhead and all the other things that live off of your fear come from. So
there it is. It's on the screen now.
That being said, first of all, Thundercat, have you seen any of the Hellraiser movies? You don't do spoopy.
Nope, not one of them.
No. Okay. So Hellraiser, Pinhead. You know who Pinhead is, I assume.
Sure.
Okay, he's the guy with all the nails in his face and the fucking S&M costume. So this summons him. So I assume it's a cursed object, first off and foremost. That's how I would spin it.
He's an evil person, though, right? In the show.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He literally will, like, he has a statue that's made out of all the souls that he has taken from people and brought to hell. He has other Cenobites that shoot out, like, CDs and shit that'll murder people. There's a big fat one. There's a girl one. There's all kinds of different ones. But one of the ways they kill him is with this thing, and I think it's a stab to the chest. But he also flayed someone alive with chains in a room. So he was just flesh, just hanging out there. Terrifying shit. So cursed object. First off and foremost.
You think it'd be sentient?
Yeah, absolutely. It would talk to someone. I would be that DM who like has a whole party full of people who don't watch horror movies and go, "Oh boy, I could go to town with this." And then kind of just give it like one of these voices and just talk into the. Oh, hey, hi, you guys. Oh, what you doing? You want to turn this? Oh, yeah, you can turn that dial like that. Oh, that'll do this. Ooh, now I'm gonna pop open a little bit more, and I can turn this way.
It kind of
I
reminds
would
me
give it.
of the thing from Critical Role, the
With.
Happy Fun Ball thing.
Oh yeah, kind of like that. The yeah.
It
But
opens
what's
and turns into a different area, and then it like
Mhm.
create something different. But I think
Yep.
I've seen this like in a context of like a meme or something once. I don't know. It just reminds me of something. Maybe
Let's
it might
find
have
out.
been
Hellraiser.
like a DC show too, something along the same line.
Probably. It was something. It might have been that because I know that they
I think the Flash.
did either the Flash or Legends because of Constantine.
Yeah.
That's the other one I can think of. But after I assume unknowingly puzzling with the box and being curious players, it would plane shift something into their plane. Not good of my own homebrew design. It would probably be
Would
Hellraiser.
you have it like appear into the plane there with them, or would you have it
No,
appear like
somewheres else.
miles and miles away, and then it slowly just walks towards the box?
It,
Because that would
I
be
would do the
fucking
latter of the two.
that would be terrifying to like in. But as a DM, you can't really give that away. No one knows that it's coming for them.
Nope. Honestly, I wouldn't even come for them. I would let figure out when I would want to spring it on them. It would be one of those things where I have Pinhead in my pocket and you guys are in a sandbox. You guys have opened the gate. When do I want to throw him at you? What town do I want to put him in? Baldur's Gate would be fucking amazing for Pinhead because that place already hates everything and he could flourish there. Um, I'd probably drop it in a homebrew town and then have it just very, very like fucking weird and see how the players react. And then just have them out on the street and be like, you have something that belongs to me. And then murder them.
And
Because
then murder them.
Happy Halloween! Halloween week! All right. So that's my lamentation configuration. I also have to drop some weird stuff. This is kind of a pairing. One grows up into the other one.
Okay, hold on. So the okay.
Yes. So, yes, the rock grows up into the person. What they are, audio listeners, they are rocks with zippers, but they have been slightly opened, and there are mouths on the inside of them,
Or teeth,
and
like
or teeth. Yeah, it's teeth.
human teeth.
Human teeth. And then the one above
Neither
it
do I,
is
Disto. I don't like it either.
is a person with.
All right, hold on.
Okay, you to show.
I gotta bring that one up now.
It's so weird. I saw it and I was like, I have to do it.
All right, there she is.
There she is. There's Bay. So those little rock things in my mind grow up into a people. But like they can like unzip entirely, like the rock sheds its skin. Like thought process behind that. Or the person has nothing to do with the rocks and they're just a zombie and they have like this little zipper, so they're fine until
Until they get hungry.
Until they get hungry and then they have to unzip. That was my thought process. I don't know why, but it's creepy as fuck to me.
The
So
rocks, I think, would be fun little like things to fuck with the players a little bit while they're like washing at the creek. The rocks are like babbling at each other because they have mouths.
Could you imagine an entire long rest with these fucking things? Like you're napping at the beach. You made a fire, and this woke them up. Fuck it, why not? What are you guys doing?
Yeah, you walk down to the water, and the guys are already. You like give me a perception check. You hear talking, but it's faint and it's coming from down towards the shore. It's three of them, and they're all just yelling at each other.
Hey, what are you doing? Well, this is my spot. This is my spot. I'm gonna roll over there and I'm gonna take this. You're not gonna do anything.
They roll over and clink together. Click.
Honestly, I'd like rocks of annoyance like comes to mind. Like it could be like this little like magical item if you want to do it that way too. Like you
that would be a cool idea.
The rock just starts talking. Hey, how you doing? What are you guys up to? Oh, am I a paperweight? I like being a paperweight. Have you had any other paperweights that talk? I wish you did.
Make each one of them have their own. You could do. It wouldn't even be rocks of annoyance. It would be maybe just call it the talking rock.
Oh, the talking rock, the pet
and
rock.
Then it can have different personalities. Like this one's aggressive. This one's annoying. This one's.
Oh, woe is me.
Yeah, this one's always sad.
But the people, I think, like the terrifying zombie zipper face. I like that idea. Now that I thought of it, and it, like, imagine you're at a dinner party and all of a sudden, like people
it could
start
be
to
a vampire thing.
That could be a thing too, but like, that's so unsettling. Like, you're about to ready to dig in, and then zip. What's going on? Oh my goodness! Wow. All right.
I'm not digging in anymore. I'm running.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna ask for the salad and push away the steak, but yeah, like, it's a great makeup job. It's a great makeup job this person did. I
thought that was real.
Yeah, that's real people. That's real people. Yeah, she was in an accident and now she has to unzip her face to eat.
How would you stat it?
If people wanted to encounter it, I'd probably
maybe like doppelganger type thing.
Yeah, I'd probably just reskin a doppelganger and give it like some zombie flair, or vampire flair, depending on which way I wanted to go. Like that's how they change their skin and they could turn into new people.
Maybe it could be like a upgraded zombie, something that still has some intelligence.
Yeah, you could do it like kind of like the 28 Days Rage zombies. Something like that.
No, they like cover themselves with human skin to make it look like they're.
Oh, we're talking intelligent zombies? No, I don't want to skin that. No,
that would be fucking sweet.
Okay. So I'd be kind of clever. I'd make up some level 3 or 4 characters and like throw 2 into like a mix of zombies. And then like have them fight, like make an investigation check. Well, okay. Anybody who rolls over X notices they don't seem like they're in any danger. And then they unzip. Or if they try to help out, then they unzip. And then they're in a horde of zombies with 2 that are intelligent. Fuck me sideways. No intelligent zombies. Fast zombies are terrifying enough. Like if you had intelligent like kid zombies, no sir, no sir.
So those two intelligent zombies are wearing the skin of 2 other adventurers that they had already killed. So that's why they look like they're like, and they just unzip the skin that they are wearing from the.
Yep. Like it'd be a kind of like a cheeky thing to do because like you know how both you and I like to throw like our old PCs like into games just for a laugh and like get a rise out of our rise out of our players because they play with us. Doing that in a horror type situation, like having like, oh, you see like this small halfling is surrounded, like Land of the Dead intelligence, or like no human intelligence, not
Like
Land of the
human
Dead
intelligence. Like they
human
know
intelligence.
they can
They
think for
set a trap.
themselves. They're not
So
they're not just set up to crave human flesh. They're actually smart about getting it. Like they've evolved
well, the Land of
into.
the Dead zombies, he kind of started to get a little bit more smart. He ended up killing somebody with a gun, and then like he heard a little ding ding at the gas station and went to go fill the car that wasn't there. But no, human intelligence, which is even more terrifying. But like, let's say like what looked like Malcolm Sandy Fingers was in the middle of a zombie attack, and then Malcolm unzipped to be zombie Malcolm, who's like a level 4 wizard instead of the level 3 that he is. Yeah, and he trapped you with this horde of zombies is fucking great. I'm gonna do that now. Yeah. Thank you, Thundercat.
Hey, I'm King
That's
Candy Corn's coming out. I want to do King Candy. I want to make just like.
This is all too much for Disto. We gotta go back. All right, going back onto the rocks. Okay. How would we stat these rocks?
Okay, let me get the picture back up.
So, would we I'm gonna one up you here. Do we want to make them a race? Like you can have. Oh, that's so even worse. Oh, it's even worse. Um. Uh. That broke me. Like you can have boulders, so you'll have like 40 HP. You could have little ones like these guys that would be like stones with 2 HP.
Oh yeah, you could definitely
Uh,
do different like HP for them. Yeah, the bigger this. Imagine a boulder. It like roll. It like it spins itself around and then it's just like unzips on its own, and it's just like, "Hi, travelers, tell me a joke or I will chew on you." No, they have perfect teeth.
Yep. They're pearl, they're ivory. They're actually not teeth. Uh-oh. I see a new message. We'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, no, they're actually not teeth. They're like act like they're ivory, like they're stones. Or like something along those lines. The zippers or some form of magic something makes it so they can talk. Like they rolled onto a zipper one day.
I don't know.
But
I
could you
think they're just.
imagine?
It would probably have to be like a race or like some sort of beast or something like.
But like, if you were to get like, let me through. Hey, give me your money. Give me your money.
You're
Wait,
just like,
what?
what? You're looking around like, who the fuck?
I'm the boulder. I'm the boulder right in front of you. You see me? I'm up here. You're down there. I'm gonna squish you. Give me your money.
You look up and there's just a zipper open and mouth talking to you.
Are
Nope.
we getting? Are we getting fleeced by a rock? Yeah, give me your money.
You look at the druid. Can't you do something with rock?
I don't think this is a rock. This
How
is.
would you? How
This
would
is
you?
beyond.
So now let's stat this. Now we have to.
Okay. It's got a bite attack. It can. I'm assuming it can gathers depending on its size and depending on its incline. It can go up to 120 feet in one turn. If it's a steep downhill, it can kind of like
So it can, that's an attack as well.
if something
big
gets
enough.
caught in the way, it doesn't
Yeah.
attack it. Things have to move out the way.
Oh,
It's not
dexterity
attacking
saves.
them. They just gotta
Saves.
move.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So it would have a bite for whenever it's stopped.
I think it would probably have like I think each one would have to have that bard spell.
Vicious Mockery, absolutely.
Vicious Mockery.
At level 5.
They can talk shit.
So that's 2d4. Hey, fuck you. Yeah, I'm a rock. What are you gonna do? You gonna stab me with your sword? You ain't gonna do nothing, huh? Huh? Oh yeah, Mr. Sharp Sword. I'm a rock. What do you want to do, huh?
I'm gonna get over here. I'm gonna bite your ankles.
Strength saves, con saves. They're intelligent. They're not dexterous. They're not. They have no feet.
They can't. I think they use vibration as their sense.
Tremor sense. Yeah, they have tremor sense.
They don't have no eyesight.
12 AC. It's got a AC at 12. It's immune to non-adamantine attacks. Because I'm an asshole.
And pickaxe, not pickaxe. Anything that's not a pickaxe.
Oh, if you hit it with a pickaxe, it's vulnerable. Treat this weapon like a siege monster. Oh, what's it? Oh, okay. I'll tell you what you need to know. Just put that pickaxe away, all right, Mr. Dwarf? I get you. Oh, I got a rock over here. Oh, I didn't see that talking one before. Yeah, that's probably what I would give it. I would give it like the Colossus Smash in the Tomb of Annihilation. And a bite attack. It would not have a lot, and maybe Vicious Mockery if it's a big one. If it's a little one, it wouldn't have the roll attack, and it would just have Vicious Mockery, and maybe like a bite that does a D4.
I think there'd have to for me, if I had make this, I would make it so that like the smaller ones are frightened of being like picked up. So like if you go over and grab it and like threaten to throw it, it's like it automatically is frightened.
I like
so like
that.
if a small one's talking shit, you're like, what the fuck? Grab it and fucking threaten to throw it, and it's like, okay, sorry, just put me down, nice and easy. You know how long it took me to get? You know how long it took me to roll over to this river?
Oh, I want to do that one so bad now. I scrolled down. I shouldn't have scrolled down, but I did.
All right, we'll move on. What if it's a race? If it's a race, what is this called?
The Gibblers.
Gibblers. The Kimmy Gibblers.
Yes, the Kimmy Gibblers. Yeah. Okay. All right. Here's some nightmare fuel. Here's a clown. It's a creepy looking clown. It's clearly a mask. But it's got this terrifying maw. And kind of a wrinkled brow. It's the rocks are back. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. This would be. I've kind of done this. I've kind of statted evil clowns a lot. I've statted the killer clowns before. This one I would make kind of a Feywild creature. That's my first thought. Thank you.
Would it be a person wearing a mask, or would it be the actual?
No, I want it to be. I think I want it to be a person wearing a mask. I want it to be.
Yeah. So okay, that's. I feel like a Feywild person would do that. It'd be like some sort of magic Fey creature would dress up to scare children or something.
Yeah.
Comes to the material. Like fucking Monsters Inc. Fucking comes to the material plane to scare children, to bring back the fear, to feed his master, the witch or whatever.
Let me munch on this taco a little bit more. Hang on.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Oh, taco for you too. Taco Tuesday.
Yep. Yeah, Taco Tuesday.
I had tacos too.
Lakers.
Yeah, I think that'd be like a fun way to do that. Have it be like a Monsters Inc. type fear thing.
I would Scooby Doob it.
Scooby Doob it. Scooby Goo?
Yep. Yeah, it's Scooby Goob it. I would honestly just have it like an old man in a mask. Who's like he's like a wizard, like pulling all this crazy shit and trying to get back like the amusement park. But then have this group of adventurers with a talking dog foil the plans. Like, all right, you guys, I need 4 people, and then there's a DM PC and it's a dog.
It was Mr. Hendrix from the museum this whole time.
And I would have gotten away with it with you if it wasn't for you fucking brats and Stooby Goob.
Stooby Goob. Jig Scraggy.
Yeah, fuck you, old man. For those of you that don't know, Stooby Goob. Stooby Goob! Goddamn, weird. So silly. All right. Thundercat, what'd you bring to the table?
Oh, yeah. Let me go to the next picture. So you just give him like a wizard stats then?
Yeah, like a level 5 wizard.
And then have him walk around in the mask?
Yep.
He's just fucking with
Gives
people.
him advantage on perception checks. Yep. And people within 60 feet of it have to make a wisdom saving throw or be frightened.
There's my picture, first one I brought.
Okay, this kind of looks like this like if Thor. No, I'm sorry, like if Zeus and the destroyer from Thor had a baby, and it then became the spirit of vengeance and decided to be Ghost Rider all at the same time.
I was gonna say that. I was say, and then the baby dated Ghost Rider, and they had a baby in wedlock.
Like, but yeah, it's got a big old suit of armor. We've got a floating skull-like head, fire, what looks like, and then an electric leash whip thing.
Yeah, whip, scorpion spear whip thing. Got like a big spear point on the top. I was thinking it was some sort of lich with the floating head and everything. So and then with all that armor too, like maybe it was like embodied of someone else's body or something. I don't know.
What I was thinking as soon as you said it's a lich, I was like, could it be a demi-lich inside a suit of animated armor?
That would be dope.
Like, right? Like, because I've thrown like weird shit inside of an animated armor just because I can. It's a suit of armor. Why wouldn't something get inside of it? DMs do it.
Yeah, it does electric damage with the whip, and also like some sort of fire damage.
I would have it do like cold. I would have it do cold because it's so hot. It burns cold.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Spirit of Vengeance, man. That's what it does, DD.
And then very strong.
Very strong. So yeah, plus 20 or under 20. Like 20 plus.
I was thinking like 18 because it's still gonna cast spells and stuff. Like it's not.
Fair enough. It depends. How far? Like, what level players? A group of 4 players would you throw at this thing?
I'd make it like a CR 15 or 16.
So what?
4 16 level players.
16.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean that could do it. Depends on the players, depends on the classes, depends on the roles. Really, is all it ultimately comes down to. You can have great stats and then roll ones.
Yep.
I agree. I like that. If I were to do like the breakup, I would do a demi-lich inside of like Strahd's animated armor because that stuff shit's dope. The weapon would be the only thing that you could get from the fight if and when you killed it.
I think that weapon would be like a magic weapon that is based off of his like magic.
Oh, I would curse it. I wasn't even getting that far.
I don't even think I would give it to them.
I'd let him try and take it, of course. If players are like, because that's doing at least it's doing the whip damage of a D4. I'm gonna give him a lightning bolt with it because why wouldn't I have it stretch out to 100 feet?
Yeah.
It would do 2d6 lightning damage,
and it could pull if it hits you.
And it could pull. Well, that's most whips. Most whips can do that.
Lightning lore.
Mm-hmm.
It clearly comes from his hair.
Or it comes from his butt. I mean, we don't
or
see where
his
the two ends meet. It could be.
or his shoulders. There's like 6 spikes sticking out of his shoulders.
Speaking of that, would you give him like shooty that would be another
Missiles,
resource? Yeah.
like
Honestly, that could also be your tell.
Tony Stark missiles. They shoot out of his shoulder and land all around.
I would start to have like the wear and tear from the fight start there. Like you can see like the bends and the breaks, like when he starts to get lower health, like that's where it starts. Immediately from my head. AC on this bad boy.
18.
18? 18's not bad. What's he made out of?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, you didn't say adamantine, which is immune to crits, so that's the big thing.
Yeah, why not?
There you go. You can still crit on it. You just don't do crit damage. That's
you
the
just
thing.
don't do the damage. Yeah. Crit still hits. Yeah.
Yep. Death. It's made from death.
It's made from death. Well, you're right. It is.
Fought death. Yeah.
I've died to death.
Yep. And I let him come back.
And then I lived to death.
Yep. And then you lived to death. All right, what are we going to next? You brought a couple more things.
Stupid. All right. Next is this one's a good one. Get that one up on there.
All right, audio listeners. This is the thing of my nightmares right now. So what it looks like is it looks like a face with a gaping like Tremors sand duny type worm mouth. These two glowing red eyes. It looks like a giant Medusa beholder. That's undead.
It looks like it's wearing like a skull for a mask.
Pain and suffering. I hate everything about this because this combines like undead beholder, like Medusa sand dune thing. So this is a big creature. This is already a big creature because the picture is still small and you can't see all of it.
I don't know. I think it could be just a medium-sized creature, and it's just like a Yanti like person that has Medusa hair.
I want to one-up you. I want to say that this is a Yanti beholder. Because that sounds terrifying.
It has 2 eyeballs.
Yep. That's why it's
it's even worse because each of its tentacle has 2 eyeballs as well.
So but it only has 6, so it's only got 12 instead of 20.
This one is just like 40 snakes with a mask and a trench coat.
Yeah, and a really cool looking mask. But I want to say like it has 1 eye, but the mask covers most of it. Like you can't see the rest of the eye. So the 2 cones are not 120 foot, like 2 60-foot ones that shoot out ridiculously. Did I break you with that?
I don't know, man. You're getting a little. I
went crazy.
Yeah, that's. I mean, all the power to you. It's homebrew week. Go for it.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe the furthest I would go to get like crazy would be have it be a giant size. It's just one big eye. Have it be like a giant size, like 25 to 30 feet tall humanoid creature, and the mask that he's wearing is the skull of like a frost giant.
Okay.
And so then it's just one big. That's part. Well, that's the thing. It's like a Yanti giant. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, and has all the snakes for its hair.
So is the mouth the people, or is the mouth the mask?
The mouth is the mouth.
The mouth is like it because you can clearly see that there's a weird fucking mouth underneath the masked teeth.
So, but that's what I'm
losing my mind.
So what I'm saying is, let's see. Can you see me on the screen? No, it doesn't show the other screen. It just shows the picture. So what I'm thinking is like, you know how snakes can open their mouths? That's what the snake's doing. It's just this. It's just the mask is a human mask, so it's just covering.
Okay. All right.
Where the rest of the mouth would be opening.
Gotcha.
But it's terrifying because it's not it's like an undead Yuan-ti, so it's got like extra teeth and like
the mouth is for people. Yes. Thank you, DD. I'm.
I don't know. I would think it could either be like you could make it like a level 4 like CR.
Oh, CR. I was like a level 4 what?
You could make it like a level 4 character, like not but like and use it as like a bad guy.
No, I don't want to imagine it's halfling size, DD. I'd rather imagine it giant. Tiny and terrifying is not. It's not the way to go. Like the girls from the fucking Shining terrify me. Creepy kids in like fucking the children of the corn.
I'm picturing the little like gecko from Geico there, but like double the size, so it's like 3 feet tall, but it's the snake thing. Like that's how it walks around like that.
That is now this. This is Deathco. This is Deathco, the Geico lizard. I don't know, but that now what? So, The Shining. Yeah.
Look at the snake face. Good timing, just though.
You could put a tiny little halfling face inside of that snake head.
And do a whole horde.
Like snakeception. Yeah. No. A fucking swarm of snakes sucks as it is. I don't want a swarm of fucking death snakes. That sounds terrifying.
All right.
So, for DD, you've not played so much DD like D&D. Swarms of anything suck. They will kill you. They will murder you, especially if they're bugs. What is this thing proficient in saving throws with? Like, what level caster is it? It's a caster. There's no doubt in my mind that this weird, ridiculous thing has to cast something. At least all the dead.
It probably casts a few things, but
okay. So what level? What level is
at what level?
So like like certain things that like treat this as a 7th level.
It'd be like a 3rd level caster.
Okay, all right, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it would probably do like mostly necrotic damage stuff.
2nd level spells. That's not huge.
Yeah.
It hurts a lot.
Definitely has a bite attack. I feel like it could frighten you. So there'd be some sort of frighten aspect to it.
I think it's got a gaze. It's got some type of a gaze attack. There needs to be a gaze.
Or maybe you can't look directly at it. So everybody's attacks are at disadvantage.
Well, yeah, we could do that.
Like the Medusa thing. Like you can't look directly at it. If you do, you have to roll, and if you roll bad, you lose your turn.
Don't. Okay, you roll bad, you lose your turn. Okay, cool. You said something that because you say Medusa, I'm like,
we can keep going.
We've already had someone who turned to fucking a lead, dude.
So that's not my fault. They went and touched stuff that they're not supposed to touch.
It's your fault. You put the trap in there, and you knew someone was gonna touch it. You knew. We all knew. I knew it. I was like, I'm not touching that. I wonder who's gonna touch it. Okay, Knocker's gonna touch it. Great. Didn't learn from Barondir. Punched the statues. Fuck you. Anyway, even if that was a statue, I would not touch it.
No metagaming.
I'm done. But it already happened.
All right, we're gonna open the next. We're gonna open the next one. I'd call that. I would call that the. What would it be? A enthralled Yuan-ti.
I like it. I like that. I was gonna go with an undead Naga. but that's
Oh,
already something. Yeah,
and enthralled the Naga.
there we go. All right, what we got next on the docket?
Terrifying.
Oh, yeah, it's a vampire silence. We're all about that. So for those of you who have seen The Strain and Doctor Who, this thing has some creepy, like, strain eyes, a Lord Voldemort, like, nose and no mouth, a long Slenderman type head. If it had the creepy grin, it would be the weird things from that episode of Buffy that one time. Um, it seems like its eyes are sunken in, and it's got this piercing gaze that's just staring into my soul right now, like Ray Stantz in the second Ghostbusters.
I
Okay,
would I would think like so if I was going to homebrew something like this after seeing this picture into my game, I'd do it in like a death swamp. Like this is the face that pops up through the water as you're like walking past through the swamp.
Haunted Museum. This is certainly something that lives in paintings and would put
Yep.
you into paintings.
Like the painting
That's
like comes out a little bit and then comes back
like,
in, and it's like
because I
pushing the
looked at this
skin out.
today. And the first thing that stood out to me was the weird looking nose. And then the second thing that stood out to me was the gaze. And like, you know, those paintings that stare at you, like no matter where you go, that does that. And that, if you put like that gaze on certain, like a cow, that unsettles me. And then it's just a presence. It's not even what's in the painting. Then it's just an entity, which is more frightening. But how you posted this? How would you stat this? Because I saw this and I assume a completely different direction.
Um I don't know. I think it would be like a frightened type thing. Once again, when I saw it, I was like, this would be cool if like we were like you said, a painting like coming like pushing out, or like it comes floating up from the bottom and you just see the head pop up through the water of the swamp that you're trudging through. Kind of what was that? Lord of the Rings did that, didn't they? Like have like a dead swamp where there was like hands reaching and stuff. Like I feel like if you
Yeah,
saw
when
this face,
Frodo gets pulled in.
yeah, when you'd see this face float up, it would be like super frightening. Doesn't necessarily have to be an alive thing. It could just be a body. Um, maybe a dead mind flayer, and this is all that's left is like the head floats up, like, and then you're thinking,
Oh, that's
what the
fucking terrifying.
yeah, then you're thinking, what the fuck is a mind flayer doing out here dead? And then you're what has the access to kill a mind flayer out here? Great. Why am I
It's a
walking
spirit or
further
a
and
foe.
further into the swamp? Like something like that,
So,
just for like even story plot devices.
um, I watch a lot of horror. So the two things that like stood out in my mind, when I saw you posted this, is like Wishmaster. Like this is the eyes of a Jinn who is going to give you terrible wishes that just to fuck you over, and that's something that's terrifying. And that like you could just put that on Jinn, and that would be perfect. Um, as I thought about the painting idea, and I noticed that it's kind of wrinkled. Like it looks old. So I thought like this is not even something that players can try to kill. It's something that they try to avoid as they get out. This is something that if you start looking at certain paintings where it's in, um, you have to make some sort of saving throw. Otherwise, it takes years off of your life, and then certain paintings will start to look newer, and it would be like kind of like a one shot, and then have like certain little things set up to like be red herrings. And this is really my bread and butter, and no one's gonna know it. And yeah, and like have like people get like slowly older as they go through a museum. If they go into like a dinosaur exhibit, like you would see like some mummified heads, but you'd see some like eyes in a canopic jar as they stare into you. You notice that some of the paintings and some of the primitive halflings start to look a little bit more alive, like kind of give that element of fear, and then see where it goes. That's what I was thinking.
I mean, this could also be like a really sweet like dreamscape type thing where you're like running from this in your dream. Like you fall like one of the characters is wrapped up in something that in their backstory you're like, this is perfect for like, oh, you're being terrorized by said entity because of your backstory. Every time you go to sleep you see this face just swamping you while you're like trying to do your normal activities in your dream. You turn around and it's there, you turn around again and it's there.
This could be your load. Like what was Dax? Was it Dax
Yes.
for the Avernus games? What
Yeah.
background was he? A sage?
Acolyte, I think, or sage.
Acolyte.
One
So
of the two, yeah.
what was the terrible thing that you rolled? You sold your soul away to a demon?
Yes. Or an answer to a question.
That is the demon.
Yeah, it just follows you around like it sees you. Yeah.
Yep.
It's always checking in on you, but it's in your dream. Yeah, it's like
you can hear it talk in your mind, except it has no mouth. That's fucking no. Yeah, but yeah, like I like horror a lot, so I rip off of movies when I like to do my little horror experiences. Like I've given out cursed Freddy gloves and hats, and that immediately I was like, I have so many campaigns I could just write off of that picture right there. Like just I kind of had like that whole museum one shot laid out just from that one picture. I was like, I kind of want to do that. And, like subvert people, like have them think they're gonna be murder hobos, and just go through a museum, look at some natural history. One of them might die of old age in the middle of it because the rest of them look young, and now this person's dead because they are 90 now. What do we got next?
Next up, these things are. I'm pretty sure this is like from Resident Evil.
Probably. I don't like it. This looks like if mimics were people. Like, this looks like something from Silent Hill, or this looks like something from Hellraiser. This looks like a generic Cenobite.
I would say it looked like a Nemesis or something. I thought from like.
Oh, Nemesis is huge.
Oop, I pressed the wrong button.
A little bit. Yeah, like just because of the little. No, the rocks have evolved. Exactly.
There
Perfect.
they are.
It goes hand in hand. The rocks are now people. Once they eat enough people, they wear the skin, and then they lose the zipper and their bungee cords.
And look at their like chin necks, like
their giblet, their little gobbler.
Yeah, they have like a gobbler there. Yeah. The most terrifying thing about all of these have been that they're all humanoid, like
well,
they all have necks and shoulders, like.
Notice how none of them had like hands, except for the one that was eating something. I think, right? We haven't really seen a lot of hands. Yeah, oh no, we saw in one of yours.
Yep.
The Ghost Rider immortal thingy. So
look at there's like skin hooks pulling the skin back.
That's a lot of Cenobite inspire right there. That's a lot of like Hellraiser stuff. That's how he flayed someone's skin off of them. Was by hooks and chains.
How did he put the mouth in there?
That's different. I'm assuming I'm gonna go with that is like a larva. You know, like the grub that you turn into if you die in hell. Like that's trying to be a people. Except the grubs in Avernus have like the people face. So that's how they become people. They're like little tiny worm people trying to be people. That is what that is.
What if these were halfling size?
Perfect. That's great. Even better. They're little baby grubs. They're larvae. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Why? You gotta tell me when to stop, man. Because I'm like.
No, you can keep going. I'm just yeah, that's what I'm wanting. Like that's what I'm saying.
Well, they gotta put up the disguise, I assume. Like, I mean, if
you're
gonna
do they see their inside their mouths? They have eyes inside their mouths. They open up. They're like, ah.
They have blind sense. They can see up to 30 feet. Blind. They don't have like I don't get it, but that's how it works. Blind
They
sight.
have they have smell receptors in those giblets that they have on their chins.
They can feel people's emotion when they're in 30 feet of them. They can
That's
feel emotion.
that's fucking terrifying.
Yep. Like let's just say you have these weird things like sitting down in a cafe that's controlled by Hellraiser.
They're
And you
just
walk in.
sitting down in a cafe.
And then you walk in and they suddenly
Hey, Steve. Hey, Steve. Hi, Fred. What a wonderful day we're having. I cast comprehend languages. You see Fred and Steve having a good conversation, drinking over a cup of Joe.
In common, I mean, I cast Expeditious Retreat because I don't like what's going on here. Shit. So these look humanoid, but they're not. So these would be demons.
They're a demon or a monstrosity or something.
Monstrosity. That's a perfect one for it. So they're monstrosities. I'm assuming they don't really have a good AC. Like they probably got like a 10 or a 12.
They're probably like
They're
an
limited by their
astral plane. An astral plane or a Feywild type creature.
Or a domain of dread.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, like I said, I mean, them themselves probably have an 8 AC, but if you have the trench coat on, that would be considered leather armor.
Yeah.
So, right?
Video game rules.
Yeah, video game rules.
He wears a hard hat, gives him +2.
They can wield weapons, but it's just with disadvantage as they flail about. They're like marionettes.
They have a grab attack, but it's when they grab, it's like they stick to you. They don't actually grab you.
Oh, they're like mimics.
Yeah, and then they eat you with those big heads.
Do they get more human after they eat you?
No, it just makes them skin stretch more. Look at how stretched out their face skin is.
I can only imagine just like this big old fat head with this gaping maw with like a hand hanging out of it right now, just like a finger in a wedding ring.
It's like a snake. Like their body, like it fits in their bodies like a snake. When they eat, they have the big lump after they have like a rat.
Okay. I don't like these anymore. These are gonna haunt my nightmares. Let's move on.
We got a few from Dysfunctional Dad here.
DD gave me one that I can't wait to do, but we have to do 2 more to get to the great thing. So, let's get to this nightmare fuel. This is...
I think this is the lunch lady.
I'm pretty sure this is the lunch lady.
That video game.
Lunch lady of Steam Acclaim. That's $5. So spooky. If you want, you could donate $20 to us, and we could then buy 4 copies of it to play on stream for you guys. Or you could hear me talk about how this lady is a Deadite. This lady is seriously a Deadite from Evil Dead. That, like, I saw the face, I was like, okay, how would I skin a D&D Deadite? What do you think this is? Well, are you pondering, or am I gonna go ahead?
You keep going. I'm just... I can't get take my eyes off of her. I
mean, the eyes... So, I really want... I'm giving it cartoony attacks because I've seen Evil Dead 2 twice this Halloween. So the eyeballs are gonna have some like kind of like stretchy attack, like bludgeoning damage, and then try and constrict you and pull you in. It'll reel. The mouth is going to dislocate and try and eat you like a snake. The only way to damage her is by wrestling off her gloves. I don't see any gloves in the picture, but she's a lunch lady. If you don't wear gloves, then you're not a great lunch lady.
She holds a ladle.
Or a fucking rolling pin that she wings around and whaps people with. Frying pan on the other side, just in case, you know. Like this would be a full-on BBEG right here. Ooh. Fright. It's a like the frightening presence. It's got that already. 120. 120 feet. You can smell her. She smells like
Gross.
sweat and sloppy joes.
And mashed potatoes.
Uh, like spoiled potatoes.
Great and
Ugh.
gravy.
And um, I think if she bites you or like eats somebody, she gets health back.
I think if she bites you, you get like poisoned or diseased.
I would give you a disease. Honestly, I would make you make a Constitution saving throw, have you say your result, and go okay, and then slowly turn you into a deadite if that's the game of what I was doing for that one shot. Because this would not be something I would put into a complete campaign. Something. This is nightmare fuel that I would channel my inner Sam Raimi. Yeah, no. If it bites you, you could potentially turn into a deadite with a failed DC 17 intelligence saving throw.
Intelligence.
It slowly warps your mind. Like these are normal people, but what warped their mind was a spell book, the Book of the Dead, Klaatu Feratu. You'd also make it like a wisdom save. It wouldn't be Constitution based.
I was just thinking you get a disease like fucking tetanus or fucking rabies or something.
No, I want to make more Deadites. I would love to turn a barbarian into a Deadite. I'd love to turn into a wizard into a Deadite because then they could make their own Book of the Dead Part 2, and the quest for more money.
Fucking gross.
So the lunch lady. Thank you, Dee Dee, for the lunch lady. I appreciate that. That's an Evil Dead campaign waiting to happen in a school. Oh, could you imagine that? Like you're playing D&D. Like you've got that's the gimmick to the one shot for the Halloween one shot. Your kid's in a school playing D&D and you find the Book of the Dead and read it in the game, and all of a sudden crazy shit starts happening in real life. Like that's
cool.
clever. Super meta. Moving on. What we got next? All right. Whoa. Thundercat, I already know what I'm doing. You don't let me talk because you can probably already guess what I'm gonna say.
The big bad wolf.
This is Scooby Goo. This is some more Scooby Goo shit. This is the same dude. Like
it's
literally,
the same guy.
It's the same dude.
Mr. Hendricks. You just got out of jail a week ago. It's been 1 year since those strangly kids got me.
Eventually, you try to find the mask maker. You could pull out some R.L. Stine haunted mask bullshit on the players.
You show up at the mask maker's house and you're like, guy, you need to stop selling masks to Mr. Hendricks. And if you do sell him a new mask, call us.
Like I saw it and I was like, all right, but like I would make it a mask that gave like a wolf-like presence. Like you have advantage on intimidation checks in full moons, yada yada yada, stuff like that. But ultimately it would boil down to some Scooby Doob shit. Scooby Doob.
Scooby Goo.
Yeah,
Scooby Doob.
Everything that's not the thing that's royalty possibly. Sorry, Warner Brothers or Universal, whoever you are now. But yeah, it would be some Scooby Doo. This would be like, you know how you do your Christmas one shot? This would be my Halloween one shot. It'd be just dudes in masks every year until eventually you get to the mask maker, who's just a dude in a mask.
It's actually Mr. Hendricks again.
Yeah. Oh, you saw through my ruses of all me making masks to try and scare you into buying masks from me. I would have gotten away with it if you weren't for you little shits and that fucking talking dog.
Scooby Goo.
No. All right. What do you got, Thundercat? I've already.
I'm done. I'm happy with that. I'm good. I'm fucking good.
Okay.
Last but not least.
The cutest as a button.
There he is.
Notice how this is also the second one because he's got the armband for the old man. Rest in peace. So yes, Gizmo. Halloween and Christmas movies combined to make the world's cutest ever, like nightmare-inducing, bubbling, frightful thing that will jump out of my Christmas tree and murder mothers. So Gizmo is a two-parter. You've got Gizmo,
You got
who's
Gizmo, and then after Gizmo.
you've got Gizmo when you don't follow the rules. Um, so Gizmo would be I don't want to say a race, but it's a creature. It's
It'd have to be like an animal creature type deal where it's like a familiar, like
a beast.
So yeah,
It's
some
beast.
sort of beast familiar type, friendly.
I would give it stats of a cat with more HP and better hearing.
Chaotic good.
Yep.
He gets into stuff even though he's a cute little good guy.
That's why I was gonna say chaotic neutral, because he said sometimes he doesn't try too hard, but then I remembered this is the second movie, and when you go to war, you got to become war. So that's chaotic good.
Yeah, that's right. He puts a little fucking suit up. The Rambo.
Fucking puts on the headband. But yes, if you do not do the three things, which is do not feed it past midnight, do not get it wet. Getting it wet will multiply it, and you will get these adorable little fucking monsters that will try and they're like the worst Furbies you've ever imagined. I would literally act them out like cute goblins, just knocking shit. Like they're cute cats. They're actual cats. Like they just want to raise hell and fucking push your buttons. Oh, you guys are in a tavern. Half the beers are now off the table because someone got Gizmo wet. Okay, because there are fucking more of them. Like they would embody like all the slapstick humor of the dumb one and the bodyguard, the leader who's the asshole, the crazy one, and then feeding it after midnight is what turns it into the actual
chaotic
monsters.
evil Gizmo.
Chaotic evil monstrosities? Because they would not be beasts at that point.
Yeah,
they would be monstrosities. Those would have slash, claw, bite attacks. They would also have fairly decent.
I feel like
brain
I'm
stats.
gonna say I feel like their decks might go up a little bit. They're a little bit stringier and quicker, I think, than Gizmo is.
All right. Yes, I would certainly give you that. They have natural stealth. Like if they're not moving, you can't detect them.
And
which
then
is weird.
they get pack tactics as when there's a bunch of them together.
Damn right. Now, something just occurred to me. This is the second movie. So just because do we want to do some of the weird ones like the electric fucking gremlin?
100%.
All right, yeah. 100%. So they get into a gene lab. You've got Spider One. Like you can just put things on top of the gremlin, like what we're doing. You just add things to it and make new stuff.
This one has spider climb. This one does fire damage. This one
can talk and is actually very intelligent.
Why does that one do fire damage? Because he's shooting you with hairspray and a lighter. It's like
why is this one doing piercing damage? Oh, because you're sitting in a dentist chair and it's going with a dentist drill.
How did he pull that off? Magic. TT.
This would also be an underdark dwelling creature simply because sunlight, I would say, kills it. Like this would be something that a drow would have as a pet.
It doesn't hurt Gizmo though, does it?
Yeah, oh yeah. Sunlight kills Gizmo.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So maybe you're right. An underdark.
Or you just have to be very, very careful.
Yeah, and bringing it to the surface is like what happens in the movie.
Well, I mean, there are some things like the Cloak of Elvenkind that's made by drow. If it's exposed to sunlight for an hour, it loses the magical properties.
I know.
I think Gizmo would just turn into Stool. What happened to Stool in the Underdark would actually happen to stool if you guys went up with stool. Like the myconids can't survive above ground; they die.
Right.
Like vampires, it would have that vampire trait where it wouldn't be sun. Is it sunlight sensitivity or sunlight hypersensitivity or some whatever? It burns them, sets them ablaze. It would not be happy. Be careful with your
Yeah.
gizmo. But
Well done. I
there we
think
go.
I think we did a good job. Cool.
Sorry, I need to get that out of my system.
So, obviously, we're not going to do any past experiences or anything because we did all new homebrew stuff. But
We like to homebrew.
yes,
We do it often.
We could homebrew some stuff if we wanted to, but I mean, it's actually been a pretty good podcast. So why
I
don't
like
we,
homebrew episodes because we just take a picture and then run with it, and then have different ideas.
why don't we move on to our outro plugs, and then we'll talk about what we're doing next week.
Yes, outro plugs.
Friday we have the War for Garaxia, 9 p.m. Eastern, episode 4. We just leveled to level 3.
I have second level spells.
Me too.
I'm so happy. Fucking.
I have my actual class, my subclass.
Oh,
I'm
welcome
excited.
to the party. What type of wizard are you?
I'm not telling.
Aw. But it's talking D&D, dude. Of
I'm
all
not telling.
the places.
Find out on Friday.
But come on, man.
Find out on Friday.
This is the people.
Find out on Friday.
All right. Whatever.
Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern. You can find out what Malcolm Sandyfingers picked for his subclass.
Malcolm Sandyfingers. See, look. Disto's not happy about. Aw, Disto, come on. You can't let Disto down.
All was for Gizmo.
Oh.
Because Gizmo's cute.
Damn it. Do it again, Disto. Say please.
Saturday night.
Right there.
Saturday night is a big night. We're going to have our team night starting at 9 p.m. Eastern, going into Spooktoberfest at midnight. We're going to have a little chat about Spooktoberfest, and we're going to play some Phasmophobia. And then we're going to raid over to Dysfunctional Dad at 2 a.m. for his Spooktoberfest 2-hour stream. Then we're moving on from there to Dara, I believe. I have it all written down here. And then to Disto at 6 a.m. Distolidians here. Yep. Then back to Dysfunctional Gaming Twitch TV channel for the movie. What was the movie?
Night of the Living Dead.
Night of the Living Dead. Yes.
Free.
And then from there, we're raiding over to Patch for his 10 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Oh, I got the fun crew. Hold on, let me tell you about our afternoon block coming up. We got Patch from 10 to noon. Get your cereal. Let's play some spooky cartoony games. That's my plan. And then we're raiding over to Throg at noon. Noon to 2, you got Throg TV. He's gonna be doing some stuff. I think he's got some 1cc runs. 2 to 4 is Snow Angel. Love her. She's probably gonna be playing. I don't know. I'm gonna maybe say Dead by Daylight. That's what she's been playing a lot of. She might be doing something solo. Who knows? 4 to 6 is not who's on the schedule, but then we're going over to the lovely Oscar Tater, who shout out to that man on his first ever charity stream, raising $1,000 on a. Hey, could you take off your cap there, Thundercat, please? I just want to say this: all men who are jealous of my hair. Bald is beautiful too. They rock it well. He shaved his head on stream because he raised so much money.
I'm gonna shave my beard on stream if we raise enough money.
You know, I kind of was gonna talk to you about that and be like, do you if we hit $1,000 on that data, you just want to shave the beard anyway? You need to get rid of it, man.
Nope.
Okay, fine.
No, I want to raise all that money. I want to raise that money. I've been trying for 3 years to raise, and I keep going up because each year we get further and further, and I know we can do it.
So you heard that. So after Tater's stream, we're going to be kicking over to back over here with the Extra Life Hour with DGTTV. We're going to be talking about Extra Life with me, Disto maybe, DD, Vandal, me. And then we're kicking over to Wing with some live music at 7 to 8. And then Thundercat, who we got closing out the night?
But
Who we got for the night crew?
going over to Lifted Senses at 8 p.m. after Wing does his hour singing and entertainment hour. After Lifted Senses, we're going back to DGTTV, and we are going to talk about how awesome our day was at Spooktoberfest, and we're going to talk about a few other things. We're going to show the episode 1 for Zombo Force Season 2 during those last 2 hours, and then we're going to come back and talk about the show afterwards.
I will be in bed because I have to work the following day, and I will
It's gonna be
making
exciting.
sure things run smoothly. I'm excited to see what Lifted's got planned for this year, because last year I laughed my ass off as he became Kevin Bacon. It was the funniest fucking thing.
Yeah, that was so funny. I remember that.
He's like, I'm Kevin Bacon. I was like, oh yeah, I've seen that movie. For like the 4 people who've seen that movie, yes. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun day.
Yeah.
What's happening on Monday?
Monday, we have the 4 survival night. We're going to keep going with Disto, myself, and DD. Last night, we got a late start, but we had some fun. Me and Disto ran around and made our own little camp. We had a good time.
Nice.
And then next Tuesday,
what are we talking about?
We're going to talk about players becoming a DM.
Are we going to have Vandal on again?
Well, think about it this way. A lot of games get canceled because DMs are hard to find, or the DM gets busy and can't make it. If you're in one of those parties, you're going to want to probably learn how to be a DM so you can run a one-shot for the week that you're going to miss, or maybe take over the helm until that DM's ready to come back. So we're going to talk about that and how to get to that point if you need to.
I'll be honest, I kind of took that mantle on after we kind of wrote Kador out. I was like, well, I mean, I don't mind, and you seemed like you were enjoying playing, and you then had Tuesdays. So I was like, I can only imagine how hard it is, because I've done it, running 2 games. Sometimes it's like, oh, fucking Christ.
Yeah, I was starting to get confused on which game happened stuff in other games.
Yep. But
so yeah, that's what we're going to talk about. Yeah, I think that will be a fun, good informational one for our listeners. So, what do you got going on this week? Are you going to actually stream a day, or are you just
going to stream? I am. The housing situation, we've come to agreements. We're doing what we can. If we get this place over on Chicopee Lane that's got fucking heated floors, we're gonna go there. If not, we're gonna stick it out here for another year, potentially get a mortgage and get a fucking house next year, and be adults. So tomorrow I'm going to start, maybe potentially finish by the weekend, Man of Medan, and then figure out what spoopy Saturday morning type games to play for Spooktober. It's going to be a lot of testing out and kind of just talking. And Man of Medan.
Cool.
It's going to be like a movie game.
Cool.
6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, weekdays. 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, weekends.
I'll be back tomorrow at Metal Gear Solid, finishing it up, hopefully tomorrow, and then starting Metal Gear Solid 2. Keep it on moving. Go right on to them.
I like Metal Gear Solid 2. That's probably one of my favorite out of the series.
Cool. Let's figure out who we're going to raid over to, and then we'll go over to the Randy Cam.
Randy Cam.
Following live.
Oop.
All right. How about we go over to Asrenix? He's playing Phasmophobia.
Yeah, I think we can do that. Asrenix sounds like a wonderful person. I tend to get how are you tonight?
Good, thanks.
That's good. Was the day good? You didn't make no pizzas today, huh?
I didn't have to work. I didn't have to work today, Randy. Thanks.
That's good. So here's the thing, folks. Once we get to that $2,200 marker, Thundercat's gonna have to shave his beard and then not look like a filthy little hobo when he eats a pizza. Like when he gets like the sauce up there, he actually looks like a murder hobo. He's got attack. Yeah, Randy does want pizza. Am I on Randy Cam yet? I
You
don't know.
ready?
Oh,
Let's
okay.
let's see, Randy.
Okay. So this one's by another wonderful singer-songwriter. Her name is Taylor Swift. Nice to meet you where you been. I could show you incredible things. Magic, madness, heaven, sin. Saw you there and I thought, oh my god, look at that face. You look like my next mistake. Love the game, wanna play. Hey, new money, suit and tie. I can read you like a magazine. Ain't it funny? Rumors fly, and I know you heard about me. So hey, let's be friends. I'm dying to see how this one ends. Grab your passport in my hand, cause I can make the bad guys good for a weekend. So it's gonna be forever, or it's gonna go down in flames. You can tell me when it's over. If the high was worth the pain. Got a long list of lovers. They'll tell you Randy's insane. Cause you know I love the players, and we love this game. Cause we're young and we're reckless. We'll take you way too far. There's words over here. Oh, there's my place again. Then I'll tell, but I got a blank space, baby. And I write your name. Doom, 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 doom. Doom, doom, doom. That's how it goes, right? She plays the piano and the guitar, right, Thunder?